Good afternoon, Your Honor.
How are you doing, Ms. Ida?
Pretty well, thank you.
Good. How is your arm, your wrist?
Much better. I'm doing
Okay.
physical therapy, and I mean, I still don't have the whole range of motion, but I'm getting stronger. And
Well, good for you.
yes,
Good for you.
yeah, it has not been easy, you know, relying on my
Yes.
left hand, but
Okay.
you know,
Well, speedy recovery and take your time and do what the doctor says, but I know you
believe
know
me,
that.
I
Yeah.
am very
Yeah.
good patient because
Yes.
I don't wanna, you know, re-injure again. So
Judge Freeman, it appears everyone has connected except for
Okay.
one person.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Yates. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Forest Park 1 o'clock session of the Municipal Court.
quiero dar la bienvenida al Tribunal de Forest Park, al Tribunal Municipal, a la sesión de la 1 de la tarde.
My name is Judge Ronald Freeman, and I will be presiding over the session this afternoon.
Mi nombre es Ronald Freeman, soy el juez aquí, soy el que va a estar tomando en cuenta los casos hoy aquí.
This is an arraignment division,
Esta es la lectura de cargos,
which means the witnesses and the police officers are not required to be here today.
lo que quiere decir que ni los testigos ni la gente de policía que le dio el ticket exige que estén aquí ahora, no están acá ahora.
If you enter a not guilty plea,
Si usted se declara no culpable,
you have the option of having your case tried in Clayton County or in Forest Park.
usted tiene la opción de que su caso vaya a juicio, tanto sea aquí en el Tribunal Municipal de Forest Park o lo trasladen al Tribunal Estatal de Clayton para un juicio con jurado.
If you enter a guilty or a no-lo plea,
Si usted se declara nulo o culpable,
your case will be resolved in Forest Park today.
su caso se solucionará hoy aquí en Forest Park.
Let me go over the rules of virtual court.
Déjeme explicar las reglas que tenemos aquí para las sesiones virtuales.
Please type your full name and your email address in the chat and send it to FPMC.
Por favor, asegúrese de escribir su nombre completo y su correo electrónico en el chat y se lo va a dirigir a FPMC.
Again, let me repeat that. Type your full name and email address in the chat and send it to FPMC.
De nuevo repito, escriba su nombre completo y su correo electrónico y se lo va a mandar a FPMC en el chat.
This virtual session is provided as a courtesy to you.
Esta sesión virtual se le está dando la oportunidad de que participe como un privilegio para usted.
So please ensure that you comply with all the rules of virtual court.
Por favor, asegúrese que usted cumple con todas las reglas que hay aquí para llevar a cabo una sesión virtual.
Rule number 1, keep your video turned on at all times.
La regla número 1, tiene que mantener el video o la cámara abierta todo el tiempo.
Rule number 2, make sure that you are conducting your session from a professional environment.
La regla número 2, asegúrese que usted está en un sitio que sea debidamente apropiado y profesional para estar en una sesión virtual en un tribunal.
In other words, there can be no distractions in your background.
En otras palabras, no pueden haber distracciones en el trasfondo donde usted se encuentra.
Also, you should not be operating a vehicle.
Tampoco puede estar manejando un vehículo.
You should allot 3 hours for virtual court.
Tiene que tener en cuenta que tiene que guardar 3 horas para hacer estas sesiones virtuales.
Please understand that these proceedings are
Entienda que estos
audio and
procesos
visually recorded,
se están grabando de audio y visualmente, se está grabando todo.
and it also filmed live stream.
Y también está en vivo.
Thus, the way that you present yourself in virtual court matters.
Por esto, la forma como usted se presente en esta sesión virtual tiene mucha importancia.
Please ensure that there are no hats on your head unless they are there for religious reasons.
Asegúrese de que no lleva puesto ningún tipo de sombreros o cuestiones en la cabeza, a menos que sea por razones religiosas.
Also, please ensure that you are dressed appropriately for court.
Asegúrese también que está vestido con la vestimenta apropiada para poder estar en una sesión de corte.
Finally, please ensure that you have proper connectivity.
Y finalmente, asegúrese que tiene buena conexión y la debida conexión, la apropiada.
Understand that if any rules of court are violated,
Entienda de que si alguna de estas reglas no cumple con alguna de ellas,
your session will be terminated
se le va a terminar la sesión
and you will be ordered to appear for in-person court.
y se le va a ordenar que tiene que comparecer en persona.
Again, please ensure that your full name and your email address is typed in the chat and sent to FPMC.
Por favor, asegúrese que su nombre completo y su correo electrónico los escribe en el chat y se los manda a FPMC.
Ensure that your device remains on mute until you hear your name called.
Asegúrese de que su aparato está con el micrófono apagado hasta que oiga su nombre y tenga que contestar algo.
And then after you have had your communication with the court, please turn your device back to mute.
Y después que usted haya hablado, cuando le toque su turno, por favor, de nuevo, cuando ya no tenga que hablar y decir más nada, tiene que apagar el micrófono y dejárselo en silencio, el de su teléfono.
Because today is your arraignment date, there are a few things I want you to understand regarding your rights.
Debido a que hoy es su lectura de cargo, hay algunas cosas que yo quiero que usted entienda acerca de sus derechos.
First and foremost, you are presumed innocent.
Primero y principal, usted tiene la presunción de inocencia.
You have the right to a trial,
Tiene derecho a tener un juicio
and at that trial, you have the right to be represented by an attorney.
y en ese juicio tiene derecho a ser representado por un abogado.
If you cannot afford to hire one, this court will appoint you one if you meet certain requirements.
Si usted no puede contratar a su propio abogado, este juez le nombrará un abogado de oficio si usted llena los requisitos debidos que establece la ley.
You have the right to subpoena to court witnesses and documents.
Tiene derecho a citar a testigos y a pruebas para que pueda presentarlos en su caso.
You have the right to confront all witnesses presented against you.
Tiene derecho a contrainterrogar a todos los testigos, a callar a todos los testigos que estén presentando en contra suya.
And you have the right to present your testimony at the appropriate time.
Y también tiene derecho a presentar su testimonio en el momento debido.
You also have the right to present evidence through witnesses and documents.
También tiene el derecho a presentar pruebas a través de testigos o de pruebas, documentos.
You also have the right to appeal any decision that you disagree with.
También tiene derecho a apelar cualquier decisión que usted no esté de acuerdo con esa decisión.
By entering a guilty or a no-lo plea, you are waiving your right to a trial.
Al declararse culpable o no, usted está renunciando al derecho a tener un juicio.
You're also waiving your right to the assistance of a lawyer if you do not have one.
También renuncia al asesoramiento de un abogado si usted no tiene uno.
And you are going forward with the final disposition in your case today.
Y usted va a proceder con la resolución final de su caso hoy aquí.
For those who enter a not guilty plea,
Para aquellos que se declaren no culpables,
you can have a bench trial in Forest Park,
usted puede tener un juicio con el juez en Forest Park,
or you can request that your case be bound over to Clayton County for a jury trial.
o puede pedir que se traslade su caso para un juicio conjurado al Tribunal Estatal de Clayton.
When you hear your name called,
Cuando oiga su nombre,
please unmute your device
por favor, prenda el micrófono
and announce guilty, not guilty, or nolo contendere.
Y va a escoger una de las tres. Puede decir culpable, no culpable o no lo disputa cuando active el micrófono para contestar.
Again, when you hear your name called,
De nuevo, cuando usted oiga su nombre,
announce guilty, not guilty, or nolo contendere.
diga culpable, no culpable o no lo disputa.
If you do not appear in court in a timely fashion,
Si usted no comparece al tribunal en una hora apropiada,
a failure to appear will be issued against you.
se va a emitir una orden por falta de comparecencia en su contra.
I'm about to start calling the calendar.
Voy a empezar a llamar a lista de casos.
Serrano Amador,
Serrano Amador Valdés, por favor, si está presente, active su micrófono y díganos que está aquí. Serrano Amador Valdés.
it is now 1:19, that is FTA. Maria Amaya,
María Maya, si está presente, active su micrófono, por favor.
FTA.
Okay.
Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson. FTA. Please make sure your video is turned on. Lachey Bellows. Lachey Bellows. FTA. And
Here, Lachey Bellows. Sorry.
what is your plea, young lady?
Not guilty.
Thank you. Do you want the case to remain in Forest Park or you want it bound over to Clayton County?
Forest Park.
Thank you. And have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll be right back. You can mute your device. Cantrell Brooks. Cantrell Brooks, FTA. Please mute your device. Rodney Bullock,
Here.
what is your plea?
Well, I've just got on because I had a problem with getting the volume, but I'm in the process of trying to get my license. So I mean, I don't know.
Well, the question is, at the time the officer stopped you, were you driving a car without a valid license?
Yes.
All right, so what is your plea? Guilty, not guilty, or nolo contendere?
Can I do the no low?
I'll see if you're eligible for nolo. We'll come back to you, sir. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
No, I didn't. I put my name in when I first came on, but I didn't put an email.
Okay, type your name and email address in the chat, please, okay?
I don't know how to do this, sir.
All right, we
sorry.
will come back and help you. All right, you can mute your device.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Tatiana Davis. Tatiana Davis. That's FTA. Can we please mute Mr. Bullock's device? Courtney Denson. Mr. Bullock.
I'm here.
Ms. Denson, what is your plea, young lady?
I'm guilty.
All right, thank you. We'll be back with you.
Okay.
Reginald Drummer.
Not guilty.
Thank you, sir. Do you want this matter to stay in Forest Park or do you want it bound over to Clayton County?
I just had went to court probably I think like 2 months ago, and they supposed to have bound it over to Clayton County. I've been calling every Monday looking for a court date, but they tell me they don't have any information from me yet.
Okay, but my question is, for this particular charge, do you want it to stay in Forest Park or you want it bound over?
It's the same charge, right?
This charge is possession of marijuana less than an ounce.
Yes, it's all together. Yeah, I want it all transferred to Clayton County.
All right, if you will hold on, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back with you.
No problem.
Sufyan Duhart. All right, this defendant, I understand, is in jail. Thank you. Perez Flores.
Victoria Flores Pérez. Victoria Flores Pérez, por favor active su micrófono si se encuentra presente.
Carlton Freeman has entered a guilty plea. David Gregg. David Gregg. FTA. Chantel Gresham.
Hey.
What is your plea, Ms. Gresham?
Not guilty, and I want to remain in Forest Park.
All right, let me ask you this, Ms. Gresham. On the day that you were stopped, the vehicle you were operating, did it have a valid tag on it?
Yes, it had a tag on it. I had just got the car. It had a drive out tag on it.
Okay, thank you.
I had to have the contract rewritten. So they
Okay, you want the case to stay here in Forest Park?
yes.
Okay, we'll be right back with you. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm.
Anquisha Hardy,
Yes, sir.
what is your plea?
Guilty.
All right, thank you. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll be right back with you. Melinda Hayes,
Yes, sir. No low contendere.
thank you. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back with you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Israel is entering a no-low plea.
Yes, sir.
Abraham Johnson. Abraham Johnson. FTA. Shalom Johnson.
Here,
What is your
not
plea, young lady?
guilty.
Thank you. Have you typed your name, Ella?
I have.
Tommy Johnson. All right. Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson. Marshana Kennedy.
She's here, Your Honor. She pled not guilty.
Thank you.
Matt?
Devon Mapp is no low. Marquise Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to see if I apply for NOLO.
All right, thank you. Gok Win. Gok Win. You can mute your device, Mr. Mitchell. Okay. Gok Win. FTA. Dominique Nyasi.
Not guilty.
Thank you. Do you want me to keep the case here in Forest Park, or would you prefer that it be bound over to Fulton County, sir?
Forest Park.
All right, thank you. Brandon Parker.
NOLO.
Thank you. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll be right with you. If you'll please mute your device. Lanelle Ramirez. That's being pre-tried. Zanitra Reeves. Zanitra Reeves. FTA. Freddie Render. Freddie Render. FTA. Marcela Salvador Castro.
Your Honor, he's here. He needs Ada.
Miss Ida,
Yes, Your Honor.
he's been charged with driving without a license. I'd like to get his plea.
Señor, lo acusan por manejar sin licencia. ¿Cómo se va a dar? ¿Nos puede decir cómo se declara, señor? Guilty, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ok, espérese ahí que después volvemos a su caso, que no se vaya a ir de la sala. Ahorita lo vuelven a llamar. Quédese sentadito ahí.
Absata Cisse.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm pleading no low contendere.
Thank you. Have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir, I have.
All right, thank you so much. Lang Schultz. Lang Schultz.
He has been reset, sir.
Thank you. Eric Todd. Eric Todd. FTA. Liquidano Valente, we're going to allow him to fill out a court-appointed application and appoint Jason Kessler.
Okay.
You want me to tell that to Mr. Valente, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Señor Valente, como tiene un cargo que incluye cárcel, el juez le va a nombrar un abogado de oficio, el abogado Kessler, y le van a dar una fecha nueva para que venga. Entonces, espérese que le den la fecha nueva con un abogado que le van a asignar.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, thank you. So he's going to wait there for the new day, Your Honor?
That is correct, and they'll get his email address.
Okay, quédese ahí hasta que le den la información y le digan que se pueda ir, okay?
Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
That concludes the call of the calendar. Is there anyone that is in the virtual session that has not heard their name called? If so, if you will please say your name.
Si hay alguna persona que no haya oído su nombre, por favor díganos su nombre, que no se llamó su caso para saber que está aquí.
All right, Mr. Prosecutor? Well, Miss Payton?
Yes.
So I think he is meeting, but I can give you the names of the NOLOs if you want to stick them in the breakout room with the prosecutor.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So the first person is Rodney Bullock. We'll see if he's eligible.
Okay.
The next person is Melinda Hayes. Joshua Beam Israel is here at the courthouse, but that's a NOLO as well.
Okay.
Marquise Mitchell is a NOLO, as well as Devon Mapp. Devon Mapp is here physically at the courthouse.
Okay.
Brandon Parker.
All right.
Absata Cisse.
Okay.
And that takes care of all of your NOLOs. So if you will leave me with the guilties and the not guilties.
Okay.
Some of these folks, I know she say, I do not. Some of them have it, no, she doesn't.
Okay. Judge Freeman, I'm ready.
Okay, so we'll start first with Lachey Bellows.
Yes, sir.
Yes, can you please provide us with your email address?
Lachey Bellows.lb@gmail.com.
Ms. Bellows, before close of business tomorrow, you will receive your plea form, enter not guilty and send it back through DocuSign, and then you will receive your new court date for Forest Park. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Yates, do you have her email information?
Yes, I do.
All right, Ms. Bellows, you can disengage from the call and thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Courtney Denson. Courtney
Yes, sir.
Denson.
This
Ms.
is she,
Denson, it's my
sir.
understanding you're entering a guilty plea to the charge.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Young lady, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into this guilty plea today?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court will accept your guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is there something you'd like to say?
No, sir.
The court will accept the guilty plea, young lady. The fine amount is $150. Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
Sir, I can satisfy that before 2 weeks.
All right, can you please provide your email address?
Courtney.ddenson@icloud.com.
Ms. Yates, do we have that?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Denson, you can disengage from the call. You will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. Enter guilty and send it back, and then you will receive your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Sir, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. You can disengage. Next is Reginald Drummer.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Drummer, what is your email address, sir?
Reginald.drummer1@gmail.com.
Do we have that, Ms. Yates?
Yes, we do.
All right, his matter will be a bound over. So we will send him his plea form. He will enter a not guilty plea and send it back, and then I will sign the bind over order to send his case over to Clayton County State Court. Do you understand that, Mr. Drummer?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you can disengage. We have all your information.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right. Next is Carlton Freeman.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeman?
Yes, sir.
It's my understanding you're entering a guilty plea to all 3 charges?
Yes, sir.
All right, can we see if he's eligible for a NOLO on the no insurance charge?
He is eligible for NOLOs.
All right, sir, would you like to change your plea to NOLO?
Yes, sir.
All right, you understand that by entering into the NOLO plea, sir, that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the NOLO plea?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the court will accept the NOLO plea to the charge. The fine amount is $995. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
2 weeks is fine.
All right, sir, you will be given your plea form today, to which you will enter a NOLO, and then they will give you your 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $995. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
You'll have a seat. Ms. Green will be right with you. Chantel Gresham. Chantel Gresham.
She's on
Oh,
mute.
sorry. I was on mute. Sorry. Hey,
Ms. Gresham, will you please provide your email address?
it's Gresham, GRESHAM .Chantel SHANTELL @gmail.com.
All right, do we have that, Ms. Yates?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Gresham, you will receive your plea form no later than close of business tomorrow. Enter a not guilty plea, and then you will receive your new court date for your trial in Forest Park. Do you understand that?
Okay.
All right, young lady, you can disengage from the call. Thank you.
All right.
Next is Anquisha Hardy.
Yes, sir.
Can we see if Ms. Hardy is eligible for a NOLO plea?
For a non-moving violation, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Hardy, you're not eligible for a moving For a non-moving violation. Okay, so she's eligible for the failure to maintain lane. Thank you. Ms. Hardy, you will enter a guilty plea to the following too closely and a no-low plea to the insurance charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into the guilty and the no-low plea respectfully that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the following too closely guilty plea and the failure to maintain insurance no-low plea?
Yes, sir.
The court will accept the guilty and the no-low plea. The total fine amount is $795. Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I'm able to pay it.
All right. Young lady, can you please provide your email address?
Anquisha, ANQUISHA .H@yahoo.com.
Do we have that, Ms. Yates?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hardy, you will receive your plea form through your email no later than close of business tomorrow. Enter a guilty on the following too closely and a no-low on the failure to maintain insurance. Send it back, and then you will receive your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can disengage from the call. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Shalon Johnson,
Yes, Your Honor.
my understanding you're entering a guilty plea to the stop sign violation.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that by entering into the plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes.
All right, young lady, the fine amount is $200. Can you pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
If I pay in a longer period of time, what are my options?
You will be placed on probation.
Oh, no. No, I'll pay it in 2 weeks.
All right. Young lady, you will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow, to which you will enter a guilty plea. Once you've sent that back, you will receive your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, it will have the fine amount on the 2-week agreement.
Yes, and I'm telling it to you right now, it's $200.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Can I get you to please repeat your email address?
Shalon, SHALON PJOHNSON 123 @gmail.com.
Do we have that, Ms. Yates?
Yes.
All right, young lady, you can disengage from the call, and thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Marshwana Kennedy.
She's coming up, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Kennedy, you've entered a not guilty plea to the stop sign violation. Do you want to have your trial in Forest Park, or would you prefer that it be bound over to Clayton County for a jury trial?
Forest Park, sir.
All right, your matter will remain in Forest Park. You will be given a plea form today, to which you will enter a not guilty plea, and you will receive your new court date. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Next is Dominique Nayasi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, can you please provide your email address, young man?
EPNYASSI@gmail.com.
Ms. Yates, do we have that?
Yes, I have it.
All right, sir, you will receive your plea form through your email by close of business tomorrow. You will enter a not guilty plea, and then you will receive your trial date for Forest Park. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you can disengage from the call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marcela Salvador Castro, Ms. Ida.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming up, Your Honor.
All right, if you will let him know he's charged with driving without a license.
Marcela Salvador Castro, lo acusan por manejar sin licencia. ¿Escuchó?
Sí.
Okay, yes.
It is my understanding he's entering a guilty plea to the charge. Is that correct?
Entiendo que se va a declarar culpable al cargo. ¿Es eso correcto? Conteste, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
Does he understand that by entering the plea, he's waiving his right to a trial?
Usted entiende que declararse culpable aquí, usted renuncia al derecho a un juicio. ¿Entendió eso? Tiene que contestar más alto para que lo podamos oír. Yes.
Does he also understand that by entering into the plea, that he's doing so without the assistance of a lawyer?
Usted también entiende que declararse aquí culpable lo está haciendo sin el asesoramiento de un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Is he entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta forma por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
And does he believe this is in his best interest to enter into this plea?
¿Y usted considera que esta declaración es lo que más le conviene?
Sí.
Yes.
Ms. Yates, can you check to see if there are any other license violation charges on his history, if one exists?
I don't see anything.
All right. Ms. Ida, will you let him know the fine amount is $795?
La multa son $795.
Is he able to satisfy that today, or does he need longer than 2 weeks?
Usted puede pagarla hoy, lo puede pagar a más tardar en 2 semanas o necesita más de 2 semanas para pagarlo.
2 semanas, está bien.
¿Con 2 semanas es suficiente?
Sí.
I will need 2 weeks.
All right. Tell him that he will be provided his plea form where he will enter a guilty plea, and then he will be given a 2-week agreement.
Le van a entregar ahorita un documento donde usted se declaró culpable para que lo firme y luego le van a también dar un documento porque usted se compromete a pagar a más tardar en 2 semanas.
Sí, está bien.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ask him, does he have any questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
Sí,
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
¿Se puede pagar antes?
Can I pay it before?
Yes, he can pay it before the 2 weeks.
Sí, tiene 2 semanas para pagarlo en cualquier momento de esas 2 semanas, ¿ok? Lo importante es que lo pague antes, o sea, a más tardar al último día de la segunda semana, porque si no tiene que venir a que le pongan en libertad vigilada. Ok. Ok, se puede sentar y esperar a que le den para los
He can
documentos.
disengage from the call. Thank you.
He's at the courthouse, Your Honor.
Okay. Marquise Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell, have you spoken with an attorney regarding this matter?
Nothing in depth, Your Honor.
Would you like to have some time to speak with an attorney?
No, sir. I want to go ahead and plead guilty.
Now, these are some very serious charges, so I would recommend that you speak with an attorney. If you cannot afford to hire one, this court will appoint one. But if you'd like to go forward, we can, but I just wanted you to know, I think you should speak with an attorney.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. If I speak to an attorney, what would be the process as far as like a new court date and things of that
You will
nature?
be given a new court date if we appoint you an attorney. The city does have the right to seek restitution for the court-appointed fees that cannot exceed $250, but you would be given a new court date to give you time to speak with the attorney.
Okay, Your Honor. I will take your advice.
All right, let us appoint Michael Stinson. Your court date will be reset to give you time to talk with Michael Stinson. You understand that the city does have the right to seek restitution not to exceed $250. Do you understand that, Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is your email address?
It's Marquise R. Mitchell. I ended up putting it in the chat. I sent it to the
Let
direct.
me get you to go ahead and repeat it again.
Okay. Marquise, MARQUIS, the letter R, Mitchell, MITCHEL, 1L, at yahoo.com.
Do we have that, Ms. Yates?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we're going to send him his plea form where he will enter a not guilty plea. We will appoint Attorney Stinson, and we will provide him with a reset court date.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Mitchell, they'll take care of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm looking at Tatiana Davis.
Hello.
How are you? You were not here when I called the calendar, young lady.
When I was trying to get in early, but when I tried to connect 4 times, it kept disconnecting me, so I didn't know what was going on.
Then you should have driven to the courthouse.
That's what I was about to do until I tried again and it worked.
Okay. So you're charged with a hands-free violation and a marijuana charge. What is your plea to those 2 charges? Not guilty, guilty or nolo contendere? And let me just ask you something. You realize you're not dressed for court, don't you?
What do you mean?
You cannot wear halter tops and things like that in court.
Oh, sorry.
But I know you know that. Okay? So do you have something that you have a jacket or something you can put on?
Give me like 2 seconds. I probably got something in my trunk.
Okay. I would suggest you turn your video off while you're doing that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you. So Ms. Yates?
Yes.
We're going to give Ms. Davis a new court date so that she can kind of get this together, okay?
Wait, no.
Let me tell you something, young lady, it's not your call, okay?
What? Okay, I guess.
Yeah. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
21.
So you and I both know that if you had to physically come to a courthouse, you would not have gotten in the court building with that outfit on. And you know that. Okay?
Wait, I thought it wasn't even, like, okay.
Let me just tell you something. This has more to do with the way you present yourself, okay? So you and I are gonna start over, all right? I'm gonna give you a court date. You gonna get it right the next time, okay?
Okay, listen, but
I don't need to listen because I'm dressed properly, okay?
I'm telling you what's going on. Like, it wasn't even about the dressing. It's about, I can't find, like, when I try to talk to somebody, they keep saying these records is not, these records not even in the thing. So I can't pay for it if I don't know how much they are. And that's why I'm here to figure out how much they are so I can pay for it.
It's a little bit more. These charges, I will see you. One is a marijuana charge, which is $180. The other one is a hands-free charge, which is $50. So if you decide to come down here and pay it, you can certainly do that. And you can pay it before your next court date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Total amount is $230. What is your email address?
Tatiana Davis 150
Slow down, slow down, spell it out.
Tatiana TATIANAI Davis DAVIS 15@gmail.com.
All right, do you have Ms. Yates?
Say again?
Yes, I have that.
All right, Ms. Davis, you will be given, you're gonna receive your plea form and your new court date. You can come down anytime and pay the sum of $230 if you don't want to show up for your court date. Do you understand that?
Okay.
All right, that takes care of your matter. All right.
Thank you.
You can disengage. Okay, I don't know that we have anyone else. Ms. Hardy?
Yes, sir. I came back in because I had a question I wanted to ask.
What is your question?
I wanted to ask, once the fine is paid, will points be against me?
On the following too closely, there will be points. On the failure to maintain insurance, there are no points.
Okay, and do you know the amount of points?
I believe it'll be 3.
Okay. Is it a way that I could take a driving defense class, or is there anything that I could do? Just because
Probably not, because you're not eligible for a NOLO, but I will tell you, it's always good to take a safe driving course and send it in to the Department of Driving Services and ask them to adjust the points.
Ask them to adjust the points. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, because I know due to my job, we only cut, I think we really not supposed to have any points, but I knew this was coming up and I had already warned them. I just didn't know how many I would get.
So it looks like you've pled NOLO to a moving violation in the last 5 years.
Yes, I do remember me pleading NOLO to one. I just didn't know how long it had been.
Yeah, you can only do it once every 5 years. So
Okay.
it sounds like you need to go take a safe driving course.
Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions?
No, I think that was it. I was just more so worried about my license.
You're not gonna lose your license.
Okay.
All right, you take care.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Ms. Green, is there anyone else in the courtroom?
Yes, we have 2 that pled NOLO.
Okay, I will take care of those because
Okay, we have
Mr.
Mr. Israel.
All right, let me have Mr. Israel to please come forward. Mr. Israel, it's my understanding you're entering a NOLO plea to the following 2 closely charged.
Yes, sir.
Can we confirm he's eligible for a NOLO?
He is.
Sir, do you understand that by entering into the NOLO plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the NOLO plea?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, the court will accept your NOLO plea. The fine amount is $200. Are you able to pay that today or within 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I didn't know what it was, the fine was gonna exactly be, but I can get it done within, yes, sir, 2 weeks. Yeah.
All right, then Ms. Green will give you your plea form to which you will enter a NOLO plea. She
Yes,
will
sir.
also give you a 2-week agreement to pay. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you have any questions?
You said it all.
Okay. All right, well, good luck to you, okay?
I'm gonna need it.
All right, take care.
Yes, sir.
And the next person,
Is going to be Mr. Mapp.
all right, Mr. Mapp,
Yes, sir.
my understanding you're entering a NOLO plea to the suspended registration charge.
Yes, sir.
Sir, did this vehicle belong to you at the time that you were stopped?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into the NOLO plea that you're doing so without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
See, can you waive the ticket off because I did get arrested?
You have to do that. If not, you're gonna be in here for some more tickets in the future. What I will do is reduce this from a suspendable to a non-suspendable offense. Do you understand that? Now, you will have to take care of the fine, which is $695. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I paid in 2 weeks.
All right. You will be given your plea form today to take a NOLO plea to the expired registration charge, and you will be given 2 weeks to pay the sum of $695. Do you understand that, sir? You understand that, Mr. Mapp?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, thank you. All right, you can have a seat. Ms. Green will be right with you. Ms. Green, is there anyone else?
That's it, Your Honor. We've